plaintiff, Gabriel Kennedy, says the defendant is her cousin, but they grew up more like brother and sister. Gabriel is suing because she allowed the defendant to borrow her car, and she claims he hit a ditch and totaled it. Defendant Randy Williams says his mom passed away when he was 13 years old, and Gabriel's mom took him in. Randy's countersuing because he claims after the accident, Gabriel lied and told his wife that he cheated.
Start with you.
This is my cousin, Randy, but we're more like brother and sister. We grew up really, really close, like siblings almost. When he was 13, his mom passed away from cancer. It's kind of hard to talk about now still. It's very emotional for my family.
How many years ago was that?
Let me see, I'm 28 now, so I don't know. Randy, how many years ago was it? It's been
19.
over 19.
19 years ago?
Yes, but it was very drastic because we didn't really know what was going on as kids. It kind of just happened for us.
I think about my mother a few times a week, and it occurred in 1978. Haven't been able to go to her gravesite since.
Yeah, so you can understand how emotional.
I wouldn't be able to take the emotion of going,
Right.
even now.
I'm more emotional than him, I would think. I don't visit. He's a little stronger than me. He can go.
On the outside.
On the outside, yes, that's true.
All right. And you all have always gotten along until this incident with the car?
Yeah, well, we had our ins and outs, but for the most part, yes,
Okay,
we've always
good.
gotten along.
Let me hear from you.
As she stated, we're relatives, cousins. We're more like brother and sister because my mom did pass and her mom kind of took me in, so we grew up, you know, and me as being an older sibling or older cousin, you know.
How did that affect you? Your mom passed at 13.
Oh, man, like it still affect me now.
There's two things, either one of two ways that young people, kids in particular, react to the loss of a parent early in life is it inspires them or it kind of troubles them throughout their life.
Mine actually kind of troubled me because I was the oldest and I really didn't know what was going on, so.
But from the years since?
It's gotten better, like I've finally.
Inspirational or destructive?
Inspirational.
Pardon?
Inspirational.
Both.
Okay.
I would say both.
Both? All right. Well, that's my advice to people is find a way to use it as inspiration as opposed to destruction. A lot of people, they live destructive lives when in fact, if you use it as an inspiration, even if you have to take on a belief that some question, and that is that it's kind of overlooking you, then that's very inspirational. It could change you, particularly if you really loved them. So that's what happened with me. There's two ways that young people, kids in particular, react to the loss of a parent. It inspires them or it troubles them throughout their life.
Mine actually kind of troubled me because I was the oldest and like I've finally.
Inspirational or destructive?
Inspirational.
Both.
Okay.
I would say
Both? All right.
Defendant Randy Williams says the plaintiff is his cousin, and he's countersuing her because Randy claims she told his wife that he was cheating.
So let's hear what happened with the car you're suing him about.
I bought the car initially. I let him borrow the car. He says he hit a pothole and ran off the road, but a pothole doesn't smash the front of your car in. Or make, you know what I mean? Or smash the back of it.
Did he hit the pothole and it spun and hit something else? Did he tell you?
I wasn't there. I was at home. I'm not sure.
You haven't had the opportunity to ask him?
I asked, but I don't believe fully what he's saying.
Okay, but that's what I'm asking you. Did he tell you after the pothole caused him to hit something?
He told me he ran into a ditch.
And that caused the front to collapse?
The
That's
front
what he told
and the
you?
back and sides and all of it. I have pictures. You want to see them?
He said
That was
it all
a big
came
old
from-
ditch.
All came from a ditch.
It was
Yeah.
real.
That's what he
That
tells me.
wasn't a ditch. That was a hole in.
That was a ditch and some
That
other
was
cars
30
and
feet
everything
under.
else.
What do you say happened, sir?
I did hit a pothole, but the pothole when
You
I
hit what? A
A
pothole?
pothole. When I hit the pothole, it caused me to lose control, and I hit a guard rail. It wasn't
what?
a ditch, a rail.
A rail?
Like on the side of the highway, the guard rail. That's what I hit. So it wasn't a ditch.
You were driving straight and you hit the guardrail.
I hit the pothole, and then I hit the rail.
All right, it took you to the rail.
Yes, sir.
All right, and did you go over the rail?
No, I ain't go over the rail.
Okay,
Just
so
hit the
what
pothole.
happened to the back? The back is smashed in.
I don't know what happened to the back.
Okay, good enough.
Somebody smacked
All
that
right, you
car.
don't have a good defense. You say you don't know. Your defense is I don't know what happened to the car. So I understand.
He also
All right.
agreed.
She
to
knows.
pay. He also agreed.
And based on the picture, I know. And you can't explain the picture. So if you had a good explanation, perhaps you'd have had a good defense.
Right.
What's that?
He also agreed to pay for the damage.
Okay, when did he agree to pay?
This was in August, and I have photos of the messages.
Let's see what you have. And has he paid anything on it since?
He made one payment.
Of how much?
$200.
All right. Sir, what do you say about this? He says you agreed to pay.
Yes, sir. I agreed to pay because it was my fault that the car got totaled in
Good.
the first place. But it wasn't intentional, you know. And I mean,
That you lost control. That's not. That's an act of negligence. Most people don't lose control and go down into ditches when they have a pothole. You have a responsibility of seeing the pothole in front of you, just as if it was icy outside. You have a responsibility, a legal duty to drive in accommodation of the roads, and that would be ice. And if you're going 10 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour on ice, then you might be all right. But if you're going 30, 40 miles an hour and there's ice and you have an accident, you breach your duty of slowing down, which would avoid you slipping and causing an accident on the ice. So in this case, you have a duty to see that pothole. And obviously you didn't, because instead of driving around it, you hit the rail and totaled both the front and the back of her car.
Right.
Your Honor, in my defense, the potholes where I'm from, they're
Sir,
like
you
Mario
totaled the back of
coins.
this woman's car. I don't believe it was a pothole at all. Neither does she. So you can stop this altogether. Why don't you think you should adhere to the agreement?
Because after all this, and I agreed to pay because, like I said, it was my fault. She went behind my back and told my wife I cheated on her.
That's a whole lie.
And I'm like,
That's a lie.
cheated.
Hold on, man.
I'm trying to figure out how my sister tell my wife I cheated when she know that's not correct. Like,
I didn't.
cheated?
Did
No.
you do that?
No, I don't even conversate with his wife. Only time I see or hear from this woman is if I'm on the phone with him, like a video call.
Who
or
told you
something
that?
like
Your wife did? Mm-hmm. All right.
Yes,
What did
sir.
she say exactly?
She said, well, your sister said you've been messing around on me.
Did you further that question? Did you delve into it?
No,
what
I-
are you saying? What did she say I did specifically? You didn't ask that? You avoided the conversation?
No, I really didn't. I asked her, like, what you mean cheated? She said, you've been seeing this other woman behind my back. I don't have time to see
Did she
this
say
other-
who the woman was that
No,
she was
didn't.
told?
She didn't say who the woman was.
All right. And you didn't ask who the woman was?
At
you
that
were trying
point,
to get
I-
out of that conversation
Yeah, I
as
was.
soon as you could.
That I was.
I see. I see.
I got to sleep with this
In the
lady
law,
every
that's
night.
called a consciousness of guilt. You're trying to move past because you know I know I'm guilty on this, so let me bypass this conversation with her and get out this house as quick as I can. All right. So now I know that's not your defense, is that you don't think you should pay her because of gossip.
Yes, it is. That's
That's
all
your
he got.
defense?
Gossip.
Yeah.
I got to
Have
sleep
you
with this
proven?
woman
Has anyone proven
365
anything?
days.
Pardon?
I said, I got to sleep with this and go home to this lady every day.
We don't know whether this lady is lying or not.
Man.
She could be. This is gossip so far.
Defendant Randy Williams says the plaintiff is his cousin, and he's countersuing her because Randy claims she told his wife that he was cheating.
Unless you're able to prove that this woman caused problems in your marriage, which still wouldn't be a defense to a debt, it might be this emotional distress you're countersuing for. Unless you can prove it, sir, that she caused problems in your marriage, I can't just take your word, and because your word is no good. You claim to have hit a rail in the front, but yet the back is also damaged significantly, so your word is no good. Now, your counterclaim for $3,500 for emotional distress. Now, let's delve into that if that's what you want from her, gossip. Why does she owe you, sir?
Why does she owe me?
How? Yeah, why? How? When? No wonder you get caught.
We want to know.
And no
How does
wonder
she
your
owe
logic
I
is
wanna
so.
know.
No wonder your logic and reasoning is so bad. Wonder your logic and reasoning so bad to make you think you can tell me that you just hit a rail in the front, but yet the back is caved in as well.
Your Honor,
Go
you don't
ahead,
know my
sir.
wife,
So
do you?
please, do you know what I'm asking you, sir?
Yeah, I know what you're
All
gonna
right,
say.
tell me real quick before I go ahead and dismiss that. Okay, your claim is dismissed. Yours is granted. Have a good day. I don't
Thank
know what
you.
your emotional distress was. You said, you laughed, all right? How's that? Judgment for the plaintiff.
I told her I love her.
I love you too. I just want my money. Period. I ain't got no more discussion. Seriously. You was wrong. You admitted you was wrong. I need what I need. Please? Can I get that?
I understand. I hear you.
Rumors is rumors. You know better than to believe what you hear all the time. You should just came to me. Right? So you gonna believe her over me?
I'm just saying.
Your sister.
Yeah, that's.
I'm the
that's
loyal
why
one.
She say you said this.
She say he say if was a fifth.